What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, RollinwithCarlos family? A disastrous Saturday evening in Death Valley as Billy Napier falls to 21-20 as Gators head coach. I'll give you a quick, brief, read you a quick article, but I'm gonna go into a deeper dive with my co-host of the Swampcast, Dylan Olive, later this week in our recap. And I'm going to read you a quick article about the game and also give you some more bad news as the Florida Gators have lost a key piece in Caleb Banks after returning for his first game of the season against LSU. He has suffered an injury and may be done for the 2025 season. This is from Gator Sports Illustrated or Gators SI from Terrence Briggs. The title of this article, Death Valley Disaster Could Be Another Beginning of the End for Napier. Napier fell to 20-21 after a 20-10 loss to LSU, in which DJ Lagway threw 5 interceptions. The Florida Gators once again lost another game that looked winnable. In a cruel twist of irony, LSU ended the Gators college football playoffs hopes and possibly ended Billy Napier's coaching tenure in the Swamp. 20-10 does not look awful, but considering how they lost, this fits a John F. Kennedy quote, stands out in the instance. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. However, in this case, the crushing loss is related to a myriad of people in the program, from throwing far behind the sticks on third down to a lack of discipline. The Gators are at risk of not making a bowl, and even if they do, it should not be enough to save Napier's job or any of his assistants. In all honesty, the roster needs to flip to get right. This combination at UF is just not working. Not one wants to hear about the magical run last year. The team caught lightning in a bottle, propelling them to a miraculous conclusion to their season. Florida, on balance, should always be a big-time program, so the Cinderella narrative does not work, nor should anyone attempt to try it. The excuse reservoir is permanently dry. Zero progression. Last year, DJ Lagway took the field as a bright-eyed freshman thrown into the lineup when Graham Mertz suffered an injury. He took the ball and made plays. His ceiling looked extremely high and his future terribly bright. However, what you saw on Saturday was the fact he does not look like he's improved. He's taken a step back. Apologists will say that he's recovering from injury. It's football. Everyone sustains some sort of injury. It's the nature of the sport that relies on nutrition. The only physical part of the sophomore that needs examination is his eyes. What exactly is he seeing? The same mistakes and expecting the different results? LSU disguised coverages and fooled Lagway so many times it became embarrassing. Throwing the ball into double coverage or even triple coverage continues to be an issue. Likewise, he threw 4 of 5 picks on third down. Time to leave. Last year's strong finish could have granted Napier grace. However, let's talk about Napier, the head coach and play caller. First, the lack of discipline continues to astound. If it's not pregame altercation involving his team, it's the holding penalties that absolutely kill drives, like the 87-yard touchdown called back. Add in the fact that Napier stays consistent with throwing the ball behind the sticks on third down. He seems to expect the receiver to gain 5 yards based on a tackle break and sheer will. Florida will need another strong run to duplicate last season's success. In all honesty, should they want Napier and the coaching staff to continue with his team? All of the talent to win double-digit games, but none of the coaching to see it through. Athletic director Scott Strickland voiced his support for Napier last season, with outsiders believing they were tied at the hip due to Strickland's own shortcomings and the football program. But with the AD now under contract until 2030, with a semi-retirement position ready for him until 2035, he no longer appears to be tied to Napier. Will he make the move? Something needs to happen, as the team looks listless on offense and does not look any better. Guys, I was on the Napier train at the end of last year. Napier seems to call the same plays. I spoke to this on the Swampcast pregame show with High Top Dave and Dylan Olive. I said about pulling DJ and letting TJ take over. Napier's stubborn. He's gonna die on that hill that DJ needs to start and finish the games. I disagree. If DJ's having a bad game, he should have pulled him at LSU and see what TJ could have done. Maybe TJ could have won a game for us after DJ's 4th interception. That's just my opinion, but I think he's going to live and die by that sword. If he does not get fired this week, if we get embarrassed by the University of Miami, I would expect AD Scott Strickland to fire Billy Napier and start the search for the new head coach of the University of Florida. But I'll get into a deeper dive when we go to the Songcast recap post-game show with my co-host Dylan Olive. Now, guys, I'm going to talk to you about Caleb Banks and the setback for Caleb Banks during the LSU game. It's not just a game, it's a way of life. The highs, the lows, the thrill of the fight. Every step, every play, every team we know. Gators defensive lineman Caleb Banks suffers a setback and return from injury. And this is from a friend of the channel, a supporter of the channel, and my co-host for a deeper dive into Gator Nation, Cam Parker. Caleb Banks missed Florida's first 2 games of the season with a foot injury. Caleb Banks' debut in 2025 season ended much like his 2024 season, prematurely. The Florida Gators senior defensive tackle, who missed last year's Gasparilla Bowl and the first 2 games of this season due to his foot injury, exited Saturday's 20-10 loss to number 3 LSU in the third quarter due to an injury before returning to the sideline in a boot on his left foot and crutches. His foot re-injured the foot. We have more information next week, had Coach Billy Napier after the loss. So I'll keep you posted in the pregame show, and I'll even ask Dylan if he has an update during the post-game reaction show of the LSU game once we record the post-game reaction. Since Banks' breakout near the end of the 2024 season, which saw him listed as a potential first-round pick in the NFL draft, whenever he enters, he has been severely limited by the foot issues first suffered in the win over Florida State nearly a year ago. Banks underwent surgery in the offseason and missed all of spring camp before returning this fall, only to suffer another foot injury that put him in a boot initially. Now believed to be serious, Banks missed Florida's 55 win. Not believed to be serious. Banks missed Florida's 55-0 win over Long Island and 18-16 loss to USF. Wednesday's availability report, Florida's first of 2025 season, did not include Banks, indicating he was set to return to the field for the first time since November's win in Tallahassee. Caleb Banks is a force. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the country, Napier said Wednesday. I think we will see where he's at. He has been able to practice this week. It's been a good week. I feel good about it. That was going into the game, guys. Before the injury on Saturday, Banks recorded no tackles but had multiple pressures and near tackles in the backfield against the LSU offense. A glimpse of what he provided last season for the Gators. Interior push. He's a big guy. He's athletic. He can move. For a guy his size, he's pretty nimble. Edge rusher. Tyreek Sapp said on Wednesday, he's nimble guy. He's quick on his feet. He's super strong and almost just as fast as me. And I think he helps, especially for an edge like me, having an interior guy rushing like that and pushing the pocket and putting the rush on the quarterback, because a lot of quarterbacks, when you got a guy coming down in your face, you're going to probably escape outside the pocket. He helps a lot with that. That's what he does. He does his job and does it well. Should Banks' injury force him to miss more time, the Gators will have to turn to depth pieces in Brendan Betts, who mostly plays nose but could shift over, as well as Jeremiah McLeod and Brendan Taylor Jr. to play in elevated roles. Florida was also without sophomore Makai Bew, who started those 2 games in Banks' place on Saturday. Guys, this is a big loss for the Gators. He could be, who knows, gone 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the entire season, but it's a big, big loss. And if they want to get back to possible playoff contention, which right now seems very unlikely, we need Banks in there, guys. The defense is championship, but the offense needs to start clicking, or Billy Napier will be gone soon. Leave your comments down below. Do you think Billy should be gone and Scott Strickland? But the Scott Strickland thing, guys, I honestly don't think Scott Strickland is going to leave, because Scott Strickland just got extended. And we don't have no permanent president. Even though I hear it a lot on X, I see it a lot on X asking for Scott Strickland to be gone. I don't think Scott Strickland is going to be gone anytime soon, especially that basketball just won the national championship last year. He gets credit for that national championship. I know we're a football school, but we also have basketball, and he gets credit for that. But leave me your thoughts down below. Should Napier and Strickland be gone? And not only should they be gone, why they should be gone? And you give credit to Scott Strickland for the basketball national championship. Like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, And go Gators.
You're part of the fam, now enjoy